Good morning, welcome to Vocab Voyage. So far this month we've talked about the good guys at Anonymous, or bad guys, depends who you are. We've talked about the kawaii bentos, and the last subject of the month is onsens. So let's talk about onsens, onsen etiquette. But let's talk about onsens now. My favorite onsen is opening up again soon. It's called Yuki Chichibu. It's round the back of Niseko. Who doesn't love a good onsen? First story today is a bit of a travel guide about onsens. It's a woman from overseas talking about her love of onsens. She starts off talking about Beppu mud hot spas. She starts off talking about the usual trials that foreigners have when they first go to an onsen, because it's not natural for us to get our kits off. So being in an onsen completely naked or in your birthday suit is something we're not used to, so it takes a little while to get used to. I'm a veteran now, so it's no problem for me. So she was in Beppu. She was having a rotemburo, a mushia, a doroyu, all sorts of onsens. She was loving it. Sand onsen. I have never had a sand onsen. I'd like a sand onsen, I think. So she had like a week or so of onsen madness. She finished off with onsen tamago, or eggs cooked in onsen. She finishes off the articles with a list of do's and don'ts of onsen etiquette. Next up, Hyo-tan onsen. First onsen to get 3 Michelin stars. Reading this, I want to go. It sounds pretty cool. How does an onsen get 3 Michelin stars 4 years in a row? First of all, Michelin haven't released the criteria, what they judge onsens on to give them stars, but let's have a look at this Hyo-tan onsen. It's fairly reasonable. 750 yen or 560 yen after 6 p.m. It's not bad for a high quality joint. I think my onsen costs about 400, my local. The women's and the men's have 8 baths each, so there's a whole bunch of baths. These baths are made out of natural materials such as rock and cypress. The author of this article seems to think that the waterfall bath is the one. It's got the water falling down on you as you sit and relax. The water comes straight from the hot spring, so it's full of goodness. It's full of metasilicic acid, which is a great natural moisturizer. 100%. The water comes from the springs at 100 degrees Celsius. Nice temperature to cook an egg in, not a nice temperature to have a bath in. They want to cool it down, but they don't want to add water because that dilutes it and it makes the minerals less. So they've got a cool thing called a yumetake, which they invented, and that's from the kanji for bath water, rain, and bamboo. So they've got this yumetake thing, and they pour the water in the top, and it very quickly cools it down to 47 degrees, which is still a bit hot, but it's more manageable. They've got a sand bath as well. Another sand bath. I want a sand bath. Besides bathing in the onsen, you can eat food that was cooked in the onsen. Onsen curry, onsen chicken tempura, and onsen ice cream. Ice cream made using stuff from the onsen. A fountain where you can drink the spring water from the onsen, which is alleged to be good for constipation. You can't move it. And diarrhea. You can't stop moving it. So I don't know how it does both. Beats me. Private family rooms and foot baths for people who don't want to get into their birthday suits. Last story today. For the first time in 30 years, the Environment Ministry has said that it's actually okay for pregnant women to go to onsens. So if you've got a bun in the oven, it's okay to go to the onsen. They said there's no risk of premature birth, miscarriage, or other risks. And it made me laugh, because the Environment Ministry said they weren't actually sure why the rule existed in the first place. Go to government, go to government. Still, cancer patients and people with serious heart disease, dame, you can't go to the onsen. Someone who they said should go to the onsen are people with depression and sleeping disorders, because onsens can alleviate problems with that. Okay, thank you, have a good day, and have an onsen.